Welcome. In today's video I present the sequel between Why Not Chess, also known as Sword of the Word 16, and Keith Kamalo, who is also known as South African Wolf. These are two strong Twitch chess players who played a blitz game on Lee Chess, and I bring it to you and present it to you with an observation. So in this game we see black leaving his king in the center of the board and being punished, and the lesson here I hope that you gather is that it is not a good idea to leave your king in the center of the board when your opponent is playing attacking moves. And I would like to get into this game, so let's start it. E4, C5, knight to F3, knight to C6, D4, C takes D4, knight takes D4, and G6, and we have entered a accelerated dragon from the black side. When G6 is played, that's what this opening is called. Knight to C3, bishop to G7, bishop to E3, and we have knight to F6 from black. And white captures on C6. So this capture on C6 is made so that there is no longer a defender of this square, and when the capture is made, then white can push to E5 and chase this F6 knight away. And this is what we see in this game. B takes C6 and we see E5, and then the knight goes back. I do not like this opening or this position due to the fact that the tempo is wasted here, even though it's played on occasion by players. We have bishop to D4 from white, queen to A5, and we have F4. F4 is designed to defend the pawn. On E5 it was double attacked by the bishop and the queen. Knight to H6, and we see white immediately striking in the center of the board with the move E6. F6 is played, and there's the capture on D7, giving check to the king and threatening the bishop. The bishop recaptures, and we have bishop to C4. This move prevents black from being able to castle on the king's side due to controlling this diagonal. Knight to F5, threatening to capture the bishop. Here that's on D4, so white decides not to allow that to happen and pulls his bishop back to F2. Queen goes to B4, threatening this piece here, this bishop, and that piece decides to push back to B3 and not allow itself to be captured by the queen, but the queen captures the F4 pawn, and white castles. Notice when this castling takes place that the queen is sitting on the other side of this rook on F1, and it's exposed to a discovery from the bishop. So if this bishop should happen to move somewhere, then this queen would be under attack. So the queen decides to go to D6, trying to exchange on D1 for the white queen, and of course white, being in the position of the aggressor, does not want to make this exchange, so white goes over to E2. Black attacks again, this time attacking the bishop and the queen with the double attack, so white captures on D4. Queen captures on D4, delivering check to the king. King steps over to H1. Queen goes here trying to exchange, but as I said earlier, white is the aggressor in this game, and white does not want to exchange queen, so white goes to F2. And then we have pawn to E6, and we have rook to D1. Bishop goes back to C8, and we have queen to C5, further again preventing this king, which is stuck in the center of the board currently, from castling kingside. And this shuffling move, it seems to stand out as a sign that black doesn't have a plan, and so I don't know how to really explain this, but white responds by capturing and exposing the king further on the center of the board, and when the king captures back, the rook comes to D1, delivering another check. King goes back to E8, and we have here we have a capture and a fork. So this is a threat to the king and also threatening to capture the rook. King steps down, but notice these 3 pawns here act as a wall, keeping the king from being able to get off of the second rank, which allows white to step in with this move d7 check. And this pretty much finishes white here when he captures the rook now, because there's no defender. When the king blocked this rook from being able to defend, it was just a free piece. And the bishop goes and blocks, and now we have this move which pretty much finishes the game. Here black resigned because this move right here is just a finality, is mate, and there's not much that that black can do about this. So black chose to just resign. And looking at this game, we see that there's a lesson here, not to leave your king in the center of the board. I hope that is the lesson that you picked up and that is what you learned. And once again, as always, I say, may your chess be the best. Peace.